Glittering starlight. Astronomers call it first light, the first images taken in by a new telescope.
Now those are beautiful pictures.
Yes, aren't they? Well, the video footage we just showed you comes from the Gunma Observatory. It opened just this week, a dream come true for an Indonesian astronomer who's never stopped reaching for the stars. From its perch atop Mount Komochi, the observatory looks over the village of Takayama. The town's 4,200 residents have watched the construction for the past 2 years. The observatory is for research, but it's also a resource. The center is open to the public. Inside is a reflecting telescope with a 1.5-meter objective mirror. That places it among the world's largest telescopes that allow viewing with the naked eye. One of the astronomers who made all this possible is 37-year-old Dr. Hakim Lutfi Malasan. He and other staffers work through the night to prepare for the telescope's first light. The telescope is computer-controlled, but the telescope and the computer don't always see eye to eye, so everything has to be rechecked to point the right way. Dr. Hakim and his colleagues calculated the data for about 100 stars. It's a time-consuming job that requires patience and body heat. The mountain gets cold once the sun goes down. Dr. Hakim did graduate work at the University of Tokyo after beginning studies in Bandung. He earned his doctorate in astronomy and went back to Indonesia to teach at his alma mater. But the lack of any large telescopes in that country made it difficult to continue his research. Just then, a former University of Tokyo classmate, Dr. Osamu Hashimoto, invited him to Gunma. Dr. Hakim hopes to someday build a high-tech telescope in Indonesia based on his experience here.
素晴らしいこの天文台が素晴らしい装置とか素晴らしい機械とかいうのを作るとやっぱりいい研究したいと思います。
言葉が通じるというか、日本語だインドネシア語って意味じゃないんですけども、天文学者としてのですね考えてることの言葉が通じるっていうのが一番いいですね。で何をしたいかっていうのが非常によく見えてくるとそういうのですね。
Dr. Hakim lives with his wife and 3 children in public employee housing. You can't avoid the night shift in his line of work. He goes in late in the afternoon and doesn't come home till morning. Dr. Hakim sees lots of stars, but little of his children, except on days off.
主が朝こまで帰るのはちょっと子供も話す時間が少なくなりますね。それはもう子供たちもちょっとお父さんが大変からとかそんなになんか邪魔というのは邪魔しないようにという感じでもみんな分かってくれます。
The light of day on the day of first light. As usual, Dr. Hashimoto came to pick up his colleagues. They had been preparing for this event their entire careers. Prefectural officials and local residents were coming to witness the first light in their community. It was to be a special occasion for the citizens, the observatory, and for the scientists. They planned for everything, except the weather. By afternoon, dense fog began rolling in, making it impossible to see first light, or any light. But the show must go on as the guests began rolling in too. In the end, they had to settle for a look at the telescope, not through the telescope. Still, Dr. Hakim was able to see the realization of his dream clearly 1 year after arriving in Japan.
残念ですよね。もうちょっといいだと、これ一応開けて見られると思います。今日天気悪くても明日は天気が、良くなってちゃんと望遠鏡を使ってる。
Dr. Hakim now is gazing toward building a telescope in his home country. He's hoping the next first light he sees will be in Indonesia.
It was too bad about the weather.
Right, but you know already the Gunma Observatory is a big hit with the public. More than 1,000 visitors turned up on its first day. They got to see what happens when scientists like Dr. Hakim wish upon a star.